First of all, we're going to start with some graham crackers. So get you a box of graham crackers. And then we're going to be using some candy melts. And if you've never used these before, then I'll show you how to do all that today. But we're going to use 3 different colors. We're going to use some orange, we're going to have some yellow, and then we're going to have some white candy melts. And I will put a link where you can find all these on Amazon. Now, after that, we're going to be using obviously some candy corn. I'm going to use just a few chocolate chips. And then for our sprinkles that are going to go on top, we're going to be using, first of all, I got some orange ones, and these are just little, they call them orange jimmies, and these are from Wilton. These are so fun to use. And then I had these little sprinkles here, y'all, and these are orange, white, and yellow. I think these are going to be really fun and look really good. And then I was looking in my sprinkle basket, and I have some that are gold and white, and they're shiny, so I think these are going to look really nice on top of our bark. Along with your ingredients, here are a few other things that you're going to need. First of all, you do need a cookie sheet, and let me show you something. Well, as I take these off, let me just tell you, you also need a bowl to melt some of these in. I'm going to be using a big glass bowl to melt the white because I'm going to be using more white than anything else. And then I'm going to use a couple of small little glass measuring cups for the yellow and for the orange, because we don't need as much of those. And then I've got some gloves, because when it comes time to break up the bark, I'm going to use my gloves because Jay's going to be taking this to somebody tomorrow. And then I've just got a couple little spatulas. This one's just a flat spatula that I'm going to use actually. It's metal. I'm going to use it to help mix up the chocolates. And then this one has a little, I don't know what you call it, but it's kind of 2 levels. It's kind of angled. And this is really good for when you're spreading your candy melts over the tops of your graham crackers. And then you do need a cookie sheet. And either put some parchment paper or wax paper down. I like to use this. This is a, what is this called? This is a silicone mat. And it comes in rolls, and I cut it and I use it, and I put these in all my cookie sheets. You just take this out and you wash them, and I just think they're fantastic. And then get you a little serving platter, and I'm using this one. It looks all Halloween-y, so I'm going to be using this one today to put all of our finished bark on. First thing I'm going to do is get everything moved around, and we're going to start laying out our graham crackers. First of all, we're going to take our graham crackers, and we are going to lay these all out. And if you hear some jingling, that is Ace and Heidi. Those are our German Shepherds, and they are running around. Yes, y'all are, aren't you? You're running around. And I will try to remember if they're over here when we get done. I'll let them say hi. They always think I'm talking to them when I'm filming, so they come and check it all out. Okay, let's get these open. And we're just going to take these and we're just going to lay them all out, and I'll tell you how many here in just a second. So so far we have 9, that's 10, 11, 12, we got 12, and then that leaves us with another one over here, and let's go ahead and try to use it. So I'm just going to break these up. And y'all, what's nice about this is you can do that, break these up so they fit in whatever size cookie sheet you're using, because once you get everything on here, because we're going to put all this in the refrigerator, right? And when we do that, and while it gets hard, then it'll all stick together. So it's okay. These little pieces will all get stuck together. All right, so there we go. We got all of our graham crackers, and now we're ready to do the melting. So let me scoot this over, and I'm going to show you something. We're going to be using more of the white than anything else, because I'm going to cover this whole thing, I think, in white. And so I'm going to put about half of this bag, and let's see. Let me measure that out really quick for you, so that way you'll have an idea of how many of these we've got. So that's a cup. So probably be about a cup and a half, I think. Now, if you melt too much, then what you do is just take what you don't use in little blobs, put it on wax paper, let it get solid after about 30 minutes, then you can just peel it off and put it back in your candy melt bag. But hopefully that will work right there. So now I'm going to go put this in the microwave. And a tip I have learned when using these candy melts is I put them in the microwave, I'll put them in there for about 30 seconds, then take it out and take a metal little spatula and start kind of mashing them up, because it's not going to look like it's melted, but they're soft. Mix it up. If it's not ready, put it back in for about 15 seconds, take it out, and keep doing that, and they will finish melting, because you don't want to burn them. And then as soon as it's melted, we're going to run back in here and put it across the top. Okay, so we're out of the microwave, and I am now, there's some of these still look solid, but they're really not. You just have to really mix them. And you can hear that beep, because I went ahead and put the yellow and orange in the little containers. And when you're doing this, you have to work pretty fast. And so I learned as soon as you put this on these graham crackers, it will start to get hard, and it gets hard really fast. And so what I'm going to do, as soon as I get this on here, I'm going to go plop it in the oven and let it sit and stay warm while I get the other ready. Worst case scenario, you just take the whole thing, cookie sheet and all, and just plop it back in the oven and reheat it. But I don't think we're going to have to do that. See, what we're trying to do is to get this white all over. And then we're going to take the yellow and we'll take the orange. We're going to drop it by spoonfuls on top. And then we're going to take a toothpick and we're going to drag that toothpick through it, and it's going to give it kind of a marble look. And then we put all of our goodies on top. So now I'm just going to spread this. Y'all, it's spreading so easy. Let me scoot this over here a little bit. It's spreading so easy. But don't let it fool you. It will get hard really fast. You want to go ahead sometimes and you push your graham crackers together, because when this gets solid, it'll hold them all together. And now what I'm going to do, set this over here, I'm going to set this in the oven. Okay, now I'm going to run to the pantry and get our yellow and orange candy melts. So let's see how we're doing. I'm going to put these in for about another 30 seconds. So let me run back to the pantry and put these back in the microwave. Oh, y'all, we are doing so good. Look at this. We've got our yellow and we have got our orange. If we need to do more, we can. So now let me grab this out of the oven. This was such a good idea on how to do this. Okay, so now I'm going to take a spoonful of the yellow and just blob it over here. And I'm going to put a spoonful of the yellow over here. I'll put one in the middle. We'll take a blob of this orange. Okay, here we go. And we'll put some more on, but we're going to start by going ahead. Let me move this back a little there. And we're just going to take this toothpick and we're just going to drag it all through here. We're just going to mix them, and it just takes a few minutes to do this. You just wiggle it all around, and it will start to kind of give a marble look to it. Now let me show you how we're doing. Look at this. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and take my candy corn. But hang on a second. I think I'm going to put my gloves on, because I'm going to be touching a lot of this. And like I said, Jay's going to take this to somebody tomorrow. And I'm going to take some of this candy corn, and I'm just going to put it, just start dropping it kind of all over. And this is what's fun. I like doing stuff that you can't mess up, because you cannot mess this up. And every time you do something like this, it's different. So we'll put some of this candy corn all over, just kind of all over. It's going to look so good, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So there's the candy corn. Now I'm going to take just a few chocolate chips, not a whole lot, but I wanted to do that because I just thought that that would kind of break up the color, where everything's not orange and yellow and white. It just kind of gives it a little bit of pop, I think. I put a little more than I was thinking I would, but I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. Okay, so here, see? I think we're looking really good so far. Now we get the fun stuff. I've got some orange little crystals here, or sprinkles, And I'm just going to put a few of these long ones all the way across the top. Now I've got these little sprinkles that are orange, yellow, and white, but they're little, okay? So they're small ones. So we're just going to put those all over. Look at that. Oh my gosh, y'all. And they're shiny. They just got bling on them. That's just fantastic. I didn't know that they were that blingy, and I like it when they're blingy. And now let's see, when I look in here, I want to go, let me turn this around. Y'all, this is the neatest thing. This is from Wilton. And if I can get it to turn around, there are so many different kinds of sprinkles in here, and there are some, here they are, that are just solid gold and shiny. And I want to just to put those across the top, a few of them. And just kind of, I'm not putting that many because not that many are actually coming out. It looks like I'm putting a lot, but I'm not. Look at this, y'all. It looks so good. I'm excited. So now we're going to take this and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes, and I'll be back. I'm going to head over to the refrigerator now and take out our candy corn bark and see how we're doing. Okay, here we are, y'all, and look at this. Oh my gosh. It just looks fantastic. I'm so excited. This is almost like a picture you can put up on the wall. It is so pretty. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this is the fun part when you're making bark or crack or anything like this, because this whole piece, if you've never done this, look at this. This whole piece, see? It'll just peel off of your silicone mat or your wax paper or whatever it is. And some people like to take it and they'll just drop it and let it break, but I just like to break it into small pieces. So here we go. Kind of hate to do that because it's so pretty, but we have to, so here we go. We just break this up into small pieces. Let me scoot this over. And we're just going to lay this over here on our pretty tray that we're going to be using. So I'm going to finish getting this all broken up, and then I'll let you see what it looks like. Now we're going to take a little taste of this and let it see. Y'all, this is so good. The only bad thing is it's addicting. So, oh my goodness, this is delicious. So please, 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 you have to try it, you have to make it, and let me know in the comments what you think. Here we are, y'all. Take another peek at this. This just turned out so, so good. So let's go ahead now and jump into all the ingredients and the things you're gonna need to make this fun, fun Halloween monster bark. First of all, you're gonna need some graham crackers. So I've got a box of graham crackers. Then you're gonna need some candy melts. And today we're using some green candy melts, and I also have some purple ones here. So we're gonna use green and purple. And I will put the links for the ones I'm using in the description section because I got these this week off of Amazon. So we need a package of each of these. Then you need some sprinkles, and I also just got these off Amazon. They're just some little edible sprinkles, and they're purple and orange and they're neon green. I think they're gonna look so cute. And then y'all, guess what? We're gonna use these. I have never used these before. They're so neat. They are little candies, but they look like eyeballs. And so I got these actually at our local grocery store at H-E-B here. So that's really all you need as far as your ingredients. First thing I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and get my graham crackers out. Let me see if I can get these open. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay these out. And this is very similar when you're making this to like when you're making like Christmas crack and some of those things. But with this, we're gonna be using graham crackers for this one instead of saltine crackers. So we're gonna take these graham crackers. So I got all of the graham crackers on here, and then I'm gonna start with, I think, the green candy melts. And I was looking at the little recipe I have, and it said to do about 12 ounces. And that doesn't seem like that much. So I was gonna pour, let me see, what is this actually? This is gonna be more than that. This is 16 ounces. So I think I may start with this and melt it and see if that will be enough to cover. So let me go heat these up in the microwave and I'll be right back. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, we may need to go heat up some more of these, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this now and I'm gonna pour this all over. Okay. I'm gonna fix it where you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna pour this all over, and then I'm gonna quickly try to spread it and just see where we are. So now we're gonna take this other spatula that I have that's kind of flat, and we're just gonna start spreading it all over. All right, so we just, I think, got this whole thing covered. Wonderful. You wanna go ahead and do it pretty quickly so that you can get to the next step. Okay, so now I've got that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run and I'm gonna melt the purple. Okay, so now for these purple ones, I took them out, doing the same thing, stirring them up real good, and we're gonna put some blobs of purple, okay? Here's a blob of purple. And before I do some more, let's get a toothpick and see what we're gonna do. And we're just gonna start spreading this. So let me think a second. I think I want to heat this whole thing. Here we go. Let's try that. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. And what I have figured out is you have to do this really fast. Much faster than I was doing this. So you really want to almost heat them almost at the same time or back to back, and then get this on here while the green is still all liquidy, and then get that toothpick and just go to town on swirling this. It looks really cool. What I did is I just took it and I just put the oven on 350 and I just heated it up. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna get our eyes. We're gonna get these little candies that have eyes, and they come in all different sizes. That's what's so neat. We got these little bitty ones, we've got some big ones, we got some little medium-sized ones. So I'm gonna drop these on here in different places, and they're just gonna look like little monster eyes. I just think it's gonna be so cute. So let me get a bunch of these on here. Okay, so I think I've got all the eyes on, okay? We've got all the eyes on there. If you've got kids, this is such a fun thing to do. Now, I have got some little sprinkles here, and these are the ones that are purple, orange, and green. And I'm just gonna put these all over, just one layer all over. Okay, that's all we need. And this is so pretty. And then I use this for everything. Anytime I'm doing stuff, I like to use these. They're by Wilton. They're these little sprinkles and they're clear and they just make everything shine. And so I'm gonna put some of these all over, and they just make everything nice and shiny and kind of blingy. You don't see them right off, but you do when the light hits it. Okay, so y'all, there we are. We got that part done. Look at this, look. I'll bring you up closer. And then we're gonna take this, we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for just a bit. So here we are, look at this, y'all. You can see all those colors and how we swirled them all in there. And it's gonna look so pretty when we get this all broken up into our pieces. Look at that. It's looking good. So now let's head off to the fridge. Okay, y'all, I took this out of the refrigerator and I already got busy and I've already started to crack it up. And so what you do, look, y'all, it comes up in one whole big piece. See this? It just comes in one big piece, and then you just start breaking it. And what I'm trying to do on some of them is I'm trying to make sure that I have, on a lot of them, I have one of those little eyeballs. So then it looks kind of cute. It's like a little monster. So we're just gonna keep breaking this up, and as soon as I get it all broken up, then I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, now as we're finishing this up, oh my goodness, as we're finishing this, I'm gonna take a little taste on some of these pieces because y'all, this looks too good. Y'all, this is good. Oh my goodness. This is one of those things, unfortunately, this is one of those things that is so addicting where you will see yourself sitting down and before you know it, you've eaten all of it. But y'all, this has just turned out so, so cute. So anyway, I'm bringing you up really close so you can get a good peek. Here you go. Take a really good look at this, y'all. Didn't this turn out just so cute? And it tastes wonderful. Now be sure and check out that next video that's popping up. I'll see you over there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.